You want to see this? Haley, let me show you this. Haley, this is really cool. I gotta show you the paintbrush, okay?
Oh, look at that.
That's cool. Here, let's look at it together. Isn't that nice?
Okay, come get my hand. Let's hold hands. Come on.
What would you do if you turned around in a store and your child wasn't there? It's a horrible question and a horrible thought, but there is an answer. You would hope that someone was there to help you spread your child's picture across the country. In fact, you would hope there was an organization in the first place that encouraged you to keep a current picture of your child available. You would hope that there were trained professionals to guide you through the terrifying process you face. You would turn to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, New York branch. What would you do if your teenager ran away and was living at risk?
Hi, Mark.
You would hope again that caring people trained to work with law enforcement and other agencies were available to you to help bring your child safely home. You would turn to the center. What can you do to make sure your child knows about safety and being responsible? You can turn to the center. What can you do to make sure your children's teachers, group leaders, and other adults know the right information to keep your child safe? You can turn to the center. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, New York branch, will be there if you ever need help. And we are there for all the teachers, parents, law enforcement, health professionals, and children who turn to us every year. In New York State alone, more than 25,000 children are reported missing each year. We provide case assistance to parents and community professionals when there is a missing or exploited child. We make our unique library available to all so the resources they need are easy to find and use. And we educate teachers, group leaders, and professionals who work with children to give them the tools they need to teach safety using a curriculum developed specifically for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, New York branch. We conduct special training for all the professionals in our community who are mandated by law to report abuse. We work with government and law enforcement to make sure the latest technology is available in our city, including age progression software that accurately represents what a child will look like now after a long time away from home. We print and distribute hundreds of thousands of posters each year, targeted to communities across the country where a child is spotted. And these posters help us recover more than 100 children each year. We sponsor events throughout the state to raise both critical dollars and awareness. Events like the Ride for Missing Children, in honor of Sarah Ann Wood and started by her father as a fundraising bike ride across the state, stopping at schools along the way to educate on safety. Sarah's Festival of Races, named after Sarah Rivesfar and started by her father, a local fundraising foot race that has grown to include participants from well outside our region. The annual dinner auction, a premier Rochester event that raises a majority of our operating dollars and provides an opportunity to educate and inspire hundreds of our community members and leaders about keeping our children safe. Making all this possible is the staff of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, New York branch. They are responsible to our community when a child is in danger. And they are responsible to our supporters, earning an A+ rating from the American Institute of Philanthropy for keeping fundraising costs to less than 9% of expenses. 91% of every dollar the center raises is used for direct services, to return children to their homes, protect children from being exploited, and most importantly, preventing tragedy through education. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children achieves an A+ rating by making sure dollars are spent on children and asking our community to support these efforts with cash, merchandise, and in-kind donations. The auction is an example of the power of merchandise donation. Our tremendous shipping and postage costs from our 24/7 poster efforts at our Mohawk Valley office are made possible by cash contributions. And this video, being donated in its entirety, is an example of how in-kind donations can help us reach out to more people and be there for more children. So when you're asked, what would you do if you ever face tragedy? Know that you can turn to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's New York branch. And when you're asked, what can you do to help? Know that you are needed to support the center's efforts.